As fans of LEGO Castle, we tend to spend a lot of time army building the official factions. But if I'm being honest with you, I've always had way more fun creating my own. So today I'm going to show off this new Monster Hunter faction that I made, and also talk a little bit about why I think you should try creating your own factions and lore. First of all, it can get really expensive to source parts from the official factions. Unless the knights that you're trying to army build are currently on Pick-a-Brick, you're gonna have a hard time getting faction-specific parts like shields and torsos in any kind of bulk. But when you make your own factions, you can play into not having a bunch of uniform parts and have it fit your lore. As an example, let's take a look at that Monster Hunters guild. Before I started creating these guys, I knew that I wanted to create a faction with a simple red color scheme. So with each fig, I made sure to include a pop of either red or dark red in their outfits. The shade really didn't matter to me because I know it's going to fit in together if I just have a little bit of red on there. And again, since this is more of a loose group of hunters, it makes more sense for their outfits to be more personalized and less uniform than, say, I don't know, the Black Falcons. This light theming not only helps make them look like distinct characters, but it also frees us up to experiment with unique part combinations. Like for an example, here's this mage that I made by combining parts from Harry Potter, Star Wars, and of course LEGO Castle. Normally this kind of character would really only work as like a one-off character outside of a faction. But by giving them a dark red cape, they can work as the guild's resident magic user. My point here is that, look, you don't need to have a printed shield, torso, or even a strict color scheme to make a cohesive faction. Having complete freedom over the aesthetic and lore of your own factions is just so much more fun. So let me tell you a little bit about this guild of monster hunters. Master Theodore is head of the guild, but before taking up that mantle, he spent a lifetime in academia. As a scholar of all things mythical, he was naturally drawn to the monsters of the world, painstakingly researching all beasts known to man. But he and many of his pupils craved a closer look at them. So he set off with a group of his most devoted students into the field where they would learn the hard way that monster research is dangerous work. They were going to have to put down their books and learn to hunt the creatures they loved. And so our scholars spent years hunting deer, wolves, and even bears to perfect their skills. Images of dragons, griffins, and krakens flashed through their minds as they hunted. What once was a group of meek academics has been turned into a hardened pack of proficient hunters. So now they prepare for their first mythical hunt. But that story, and Mach, is for another time. I really love how these figures came together, with some of them being orcs and some just regular humans. I think it's just a cool combination, and I've been wanting to do a faction like this for a long time. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little faction showcase and all the figures that I made for them, and if you've never tried making your own faction, I would really recommend giving it a go. It is so much fun, and honestly, you don't need to have castle-specific parts to do this. You can use Star Wars figures, you can use Harry Potter ones. Get crazy with it because you can make really convincing castle factions without using any castle parts. If you enjoyed this video, why not subscribe? I've got more medieval LEGO videos coming very soon. And a big thank you goes out to my channel members Gyojo, Faisal, Rio Bricks, Walktermeister, Sam, Ryzen Covers, The True Emperor, Clunk, Peter, RPG Gameslayer, Daventria Bricks, and all of my other members for supporting the channel. You can find more info on memberships in the description down below. And as always, thank you all so much for watching.